Yeah, sorry. Um, Something that was hard for me to like experience, that was hard for me. You had the space with Dara was away, but and you invited Emrose. You invited her again and again and again, and people begged for her to come there and to speak. And what she spoke, it was very painful to this level for me to hear. And after Emrose drop down, you invited Lola. Can you explain to me, like, why you see it as an entertainment, and it's okay when you joke with them, it's okay, but if I do it, like, it's not okay, because I was totally lost, and more than this, like, it was really unpleasant to see that you take pro-Palestinians and you laugh at them. But
okay, let me make this clear.
please.
So this is what even me and Zico and many others do. When we have these people, we have them as rivals. We have them as enemies, so to say. I hate this word enemy. I don't like to have any enemy, but I don't welcome them as friends. And this is a big difference. So I'm going to give you an example in real life. There's a difference between going into debate, and this debate might be have a different settings, but I'm going there as a debate. I might not even say, hey, I might just say hi. That's it. Now, and there's a difference between going to the bar with them and having a conversation with them. You get what I'm saying? So again, when I'm trying to explain to you is that the mentality that some people go there into Mr. Bean spaces is just going there to chat, like casual chatting, talking about stuff, joking, laughing, and then they go out of the space. This I don't find in any way useful or positive, actually. And I secretly judge people that do that, either by saying they don't have a spine or by saying they are too naive. I don't have a third option. Too naive, or there are people who play two sides. Now, I again, when you say, for example, when I let in my spaces so many hateful people, but I know how to handle them. I know how to make sure that they don't derail the conversation. This is something that I do the best, and Zico does this the same. He brings people so we can either have a debate as rivals, but not as friends joking around, talking about our hobbies and shit like that. And what I see some people doing, they go to Mr. Bean's space not as rivals, as people that they want to chat with him. And please don't convince me that many things that you go to Mr. Bean, you always go there to defeat him or to defeat their ideology. And remember this, as long as you remember this example, you will get what I'm saying, because you are a good person. I have no doubt in that, but sometimes I think you are too good in your heart, but you don't know that you are surrounded by hyenas, by fucking wolves out there. And when you let your guard down to these people, I get mad at you, not because I see you in a bad way, but because I feel like you are my sister. I don't want you to be there and be friends with them. It's almost like you have a friend that you try to convince stay away from this toxic group of people, And as long as you can get it from this type of point of view, then I can tell you these people are disgusting. And again, go there as a debater, like you go to the university or something like that. You make a debate in front of people, but don't go there like you're going to the bar with them, or going to the restaurant with them. This is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Correct. Like, there are many things that I've maybe would want to add, but I will focus on specifically on this space that was like, I felt it was too much for me. Like, it's a small space. No one no, we have one. Okay. Anyway, it made me cry because I am a sensitive person. But and what I saw from my perspective, I know that you don't meant to do this. I know that you taking them like. But I saw that you're taking them like entertainment. But try to understand me when I'm listening. My people that I know, you have an entertainment. You're laughing. You're enjoying to see Emrose talking shit about my country, and I'm speechless about that, and I feel more helpless because, you know, I support democracy and she is part of democracy, and we have to deal with those people, and we have to win this war with people like her. But you letting her stage and you letting her speak, and it was really, it was too much. I don't know what Lola said there, and maybe you did the good job, shutting her down, whatever. But I couldn't stood. I don't care about Lola. I don't care about pro-Palestinians because they're not definitely they're not part of my life.
I don't get you. So are you with freedom of speech or are you against freedom of speech? I'm not getting it because you're saying why you let her talk and then you say you are with freedom of speech. So I'm getting contradicting messages. So should I let her talk or I shouldn't let her talk?
I understand what you're saying, and you're smart, and yeah, you kind of cornered me on that, but I will explain. Because you are my people, because I see you as my people, I know. I would sorry, I can't find a better word, but I would expect from my people to understand the sensitivity of situation, that you letting her say shit that is painful for me. I believe that you don't want to do this. You don't want to let her say such terrible things about my country. Like, if the pro-Palestinians say that, I don't care, but if you let her speak, my people,
I'm the last one.
it's
I'm the last one.
painful.
I'm the last one to say this to because I'm the most extreme person that everybody knows. Sometimes many people know that I'm the most extreme person, that I have no compromises almost, and I have no friends from the other side. I was actually always aggressive, even if I see small hints that someone is a bad faith actor. Now you telling me that I let her talk shit about the country, so I don't get it. Should I do that? Because the whole conversation was you going to Mr. Bean space and talking about friendly stuff, you know, joking, talking about many different things, not debating.
When you heard, like when I said to them that I'm adopted, you understand that it's not, they too stupid to understand my story. I wouldn't even try to share Jay's story. We just had the conversation, but so let me just finish it about 2 minutes or something like that. Like when I share a part of my story, I prepare to be attacked. I prepare that I will get a pushback 100%. I prepare that they will talk over me. I prepare to all these things, and it didn't came to me in one day. I learned, I listened, I know who I'm dealing with. You know, this is why it cannot hurt me. It doesn't matter what they say. They only show their true faces. They are those who look mean. What you saw that, like, I'm sharing my story like a naive girl, and they taking it and talking about money. I didn't understand it even because I'm so far from that. But people hear and people see their true faces, and it's part of this. You need to show their true faces. You need to show how low they are. And sometimes, yes, it meaning to put yourself in a lower position. But you know, it's physics. If you want to jump higher, you sometimes need to squat, squeeze.
So you agree with me? So you agree with me that what you're doing is to show how low they are and how weak they are in their arguments. So why, when I do it with Emrose or people that come to my space, suddenly I let them attack the country and attack this and that? Isn't this also part of the freedom of speech that you talked about? So I don't get it. I'm really confused right now. I'm really confused. I'm not trying to win a debate.
I know that you're confused now.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what your point is. I really don't. Like, I'm not trying to win an argument. It's not my purpose here.
Before you continue, I didn't even get a chance to speak. And I raised my hand, and then the whole thing changed. What's going on here?
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
But
you know, Jack, I think you need to breathe a little bit. And these spaces are not real life for sure. And we all love Israel. We all want the best for the kind people of Israel. We want this war to end soon with the light victory of Israel. And of course, we are talking in, you know, sometimes we go through a vicious circle, and that is very tiring. So I don't know what exactly you and Correct are trying to do right now,
You both have
we
great
are trying. We
intentions.
are I'm sorry, Malka, but I'm trying to learn from him, and I'm trying to explain him my position because I see him as at least ally, and it's very important for me. And like, if we will not do this on the space, it's something that I don't want it to be between us, because I was hurt, and I know that he didn't meant to do this, but it's very hard to explain because we're coming from different experiences. Like some parts of it kind of alike, and some is very different. But for me, it's important for that he will understand, or at least try to explain myself. So I know this space is not managed perfectly, but for me, it's important to have a conversation with correct. Please try to understand it and respond, and I will back to the point. Sorry.
I would like to add something, if that's okay, if Malka is done talking.
If she's done talking, yes, please.
Yeah, I'm good. I forgot even what I wanted to say. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't privy to the entire conversation, nor was I privy to the space, but I am aware of the existence of MROs, sadly enough. And when it comes to freedom of speech is not an absolute. Again, freedom of speech depends on the country where you're at. So I see that correct is German. So obviously, in the USA, you can run around and scream Sieg Heil as much as you like, but in Germany, if you do that, you go to jail. So is Germany not a country of freedom of speech? Yes, it is, but freedom of speech has its boundaries. It depends in what country you are. Now, people like M. Rose are abusing that freedom of speech, so-called freedom of speech, to spread hate and misinformation. Correct. Imagine if I would come to your city and I would tell everybody Correct is a pedophile.
No. So, sorry, Jay. You're not aware of the conversation.
You got
It's
it
not.
the other way around, actually.
I'm
Can I
so
explain this?
yeah.
It's the other way around. I was telling Jazz not to be too friendly with Mr. Bean and Emrose and these people. She goes sometimes to their spaces, and I am the one who made even I made this term famous, the water girl term, to the point that she used it in her bio, because I didn't.
Watermelon.
No, watermelon is not my invention. The first one was like water girl, and
It's
it was
invention.
it was used so much that was to the point that she actually started to put it in her bio. Like, sometimes it will be me and Zico, and we say, "Oh, we have the water girl, go ahead, you talk," and then she will respond and talk because she subconsciously realized that she is a water girl. And no, I'm too harsh. Actually, I have no compromises especially during such wars. I don't play this like trying to be neutral, let's see the other side and let's see this side and let's try to. No. I'm fully with the side that got massacred. And then from that moment on, we can be more flexible in the future after the war ends. But for me, I don't play these games. And I'll give you an example of people that do that. And this is not anybody here in this room. Some people just cannot have a disagreement. They like to win both sides. And hereby, for example, I mentioned Russia. Her way is, I'm not saying she's not pro-Israel, but she always just try to pay attention how she talks for 1 minute. She will be in a listen space. A woman called Russia. She's Russia, not Russia, like Russia, like no.
Oh, she's horrible.
Sorry?
I said she's horrible, with all due respect.
Let me tell you why. If you focus on her methods,
Even
she will
without the respect.
she will say the right things for both sides. She will say, "I condemn Hamas. Hamas is very bad. I'm the first one. Hamas are terrorists." And then she will go also say, "But we need to care for the civilians, humanitarian aid. I'm with the humans, and children are being bombed." She tells each side what they want to hear, so she can win both sides. And some Israelis are like, this is their standards for them. It's good enough. Like she's condemning Hamas. It's almost like we should be grateful for her. But if you look exactly at the way she's playing this game, she gets both sides. And then afterwards, she says things in the middle so she can please everybody. I know she's not an evil person, but I don't like such approach during war. In war, you cannot have this kind of conversation. You have to go fully with this side. And yes, you are either one of us or one of them. You can't be in the middle. This is my approach. Like you can have a different opinion, that's fine. but this is how I perceive things. And Jay, I was saying, sorry, I took too much time. I was saying, even in this war, I don't play games of like, going to their spaces, trying to get their approach. There is no fucking approach, and history will fucking spit on them, and Palestinians will always be of damned name after what they did in October the 7th, and there is no compromises in this. No two-state solution, nothing.
Well, I was saying
Correct,
to your
correct.
question when you said to Jazz, are you for free
Jay, sorry, I will shortly, as short as I possibly can, explain the situation, and then you respond. Okay, I just want you to understand what's going on, and then we will let Malka speak. What's happening? That correct, and I agree with him that sometimes it might look wrong, but. Not only me, but I will speak only about me, that we go into pro-Palestinian spaces and we sometimes maybe even, I will put it like that, maybe we look ridiculous or something like this, or being attacked. And why we do this? Do we have some kind of masochistic tendencies or stuff like that? And I tried always to respect the opinion of people that I know from this platform and care about, like people who help me fight this fight. And what happened, that there was other space, pro-Israeli space, fully pro-Israeli space, with people that I like very much, and they brought Rose and let her speak a lot, and she speaks such a shit that. Almost every time she opens her mouth, it's painful for me. But and I just dropped because I couldn't stand it. I simply couldn't stand it. And so from one side, like my question to correct was, you let Rose speak so much in such a bad things, and you find it entertaining because they were laughing. They didn't take her things seriously, but they were laughing, and for me it was painful experience, and no one think about it as an Israeli. We're dealing with those people in reality. But when I go to Mr. Bean space, for any reason that I have, I get criticized. But I have my plan. Why cannot you accept at least? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you don't bring Rose or any other pro-Palestinian and have a joke on him. I will take it. I will deal with that. But you cannot do this and then to tell me that my way is not right.
Just correct your information. I was never a host, and I never was a host and invited Rose, just for your information. I was a co-host.
No, 100%.
I was a co-host at that time, and it makes a lot of difference. You're almost making it as almost like I'm inviting them to talk. And our disagreement was that you actually wanted to do a space, and I don't know why you bring this up. You wanted to do a space, and that space you were wanting to talk about religion, and your plan was, I want to bring correcting everything, and I want to bring a Christian person, and I want to bring Mr. Bean as a guest to the space. Can't you tell the
because he's a Muslim.
Can you tell the difference of what you're doing? You're bringing a guest. You're saying, I'm going to have this space. People join my space. It's going to be featuring Mr. Bean, correcting everything and this. And by doing that, if you can't see the difference, I don't know what to talk about anymore. Because right now, I'm starting to get pissed off.
If I couldn't see the difference, I would go with that. But I dropped this idea because I listened to you. I'm telling you again.
I bring Rose to shit on her. This is what I do. I use her as a toilet paper. And what you're doing is you're bringing someone as a respectful guest. Can't you tell the difference? Oh my God, like my brain is hurting right now. Okay, I'm gonna chill for a moment.
Jazz, 1 second, correct. For me, for example, I never went to Mr. Bean spaces. I've never known Mr. Bean. I've heard about him. I never went to spaces that he holds because of the things I heard. We are already under a lot of pressure. We don't need